Hey everybody, welcome back to the Kakaotalk podcast. I'm Jeff.
I'm Kristen.
Okay, today we're going to look at another one of the topics that are discussed at Kakaotalk. What's our topic today?
We are talking about our personal lives.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to either.
Okay.
Episode is over. Let's move on to the next one.
Topic number 65, personal life. You know what? Let's just make it and let's see if you guys can judge us from it. Question number 1. What small things do you do to satisfy yourself?
That's a good question. I love going for walks outside with my headphones in, listening to music and enjoying nature. But if I really want to treat myself, I love getting a massage.
Okay.
It's the best thing in the world. What about you?
What do I do to satisfy myself? So the little thing, yeah, I do enjoy going for a walk. I mean, just being active it makes me feel like I'm doing something productive, at least, instead of just laying around in my apartment all day. I might actually indulge and just have like a greasy food from the convenience store too. Like I love dakgochi, like the chicken skewer, like the fried chicken skewer.
I think there's a lot of things you can do to satisfy yourself as long as you really just take the time to appreciate it as whatever you're doing, whether you're like eating food, going for a walk or exercising.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, yeah, if you just actually use your time productively, as you said. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I think, I feel satisfied when I'm not wasting my time. And, you know, if someone asked me yesterday, what did you do? And I could list off all the things I did instead of all the things I didn't do.
That's a very good perspective.
Number 2, do you want to read that?
If you could change one thing about yourself, what change would you make?
Ooh. So, for me, one of my big hang-ups is that I'm losing my hair.
Oh, is that why you're wearing a hat?
Yes, that's why I always wear a hat now too. And I just, but like in my 20s, I had beautiful hair, and when I lost it, it was a big like blow to myself. I used to have like straight, like fine hair, and everyone would touch it. It felt like baby's hair and all that stuff.
Baby's hair.
Yeah, it's so soft, and it was just so fine, and like it wasn't coarse and thick like other people. And then when I lost it, I felt like a big crippling blow. So if I could change something, I would want to have my hair back.
Or you can make a lot of money and do it like Elon Musk did and get those transplants.
Oh, I don't have a lot of money.
Comment that he should get a raise,
I mean,
please.
yeah, it sounds very vain if I could change one thing. I guess also I'd be, instead of procrastinating, I'd be more productive. That's one of my big flaws is that I procrastinate. I put things off to the last moment. Is there anything you would love to change about yourself?
There are.
Princess Kristen.
Princess Kristen. I'd love to be a princess. That would be a good place to start. But no, I think I would love to change. I have really bad anxiety sometimes that can really get in my own way when it comes to me wanting to do something, but thinking like, oh, I'll meet someone and they're not going to like me. Or, oh, I shouldn't apply for this job. They're never going to hire me anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I had more confidence to consistently like say yes to opportunities. Even if I don't think I'm ready, I probably am.
Yeah.
And the world has given me an opportunity, and I shouldn't be so scared and just try to go for it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people experience that too. They feel like they're inadequate to when dealing with people. They don't think they're enough.
Yes.
Yes. Let me read number 3. If you could transform into anyone you choose, so I guess a person or a celebrity or a type of, what would it be and why?
Well, I love myself, but also I would transform into Anne Hathaway because we look very similar, and I'm just curious what it's like to live life on the other side for one day. But I wouldn't want to do it long term.
Yeah.
Pretty content with where I'm at right now.
Who would I like to be? Who has an easy life that's also very wonderful? If I could transform into someone, geez, I don't even know who.
You should transform. This is not an original idea, but you should transform into like a really rich person's like pet and just live the life of leisure.
Right.
And luxury.
Well, yeah, it would. Well, like most pets die when they're like 10, so it would have to be one of those long living ones, like a bird or a turtle.
Not here for a long time, here for a good time.
I would like to maybe Prince Henry.
Prince Henry?
Yeah, just they were born into royalty. They haven't had a hard time. They haven't though like society puts a lot of responsibility. They don't have anything really important to do. So I like to be like a king or a prince or whatever.
You could speak multiple languages. That would be cool.
Yeah. Well, I could speak 2 now. My bucket list is at least to have 4 before I pass.
I believe in you. You're very good at Korean. Mine is, should come to this language cafe a bit more.
Can you read number 4?
Yes. Are you a day person or a night person? And how does this affect your life in general?
So for me, I'm a night person. I love even like the city backdrop at nighttime with the dark sky and lights and buildings. Daytime, though, it's a wonderful time. The sun's out, you get your vitamin D. I feel more alive during the night.
I am the same way. We're actually both stand-up comedians as well, so we both perform a lot at night.
Yeah.
So it works out that we're night people.
Yeah, our schedule matches with the nighttime as well.
But getting up in the morning for work is rough. So.
Okay, good. Number 5, compared to your childhood, what changed in you the most?
I have more friends now. I was a very quiet kid. All I would do is I'd stay inside and I would read books. But especially when like moving to another country, you're really forced to learn how to socialize, make new friends because you're starting over from scratch basically. So I definitely feel like I'm better at talking to people. Jeffy's one of the people that I met while living abroad, of course. And what about you?
I feel like, well, it's similar. Like I, when I was a child, I was a bit of a dork. I was a loner. I didn't have a large circle of friends. Then in my late teenhood, I was able to, get out of my shell and I was able to meet people that had similar ideas and views. In my neighborhood, no one was really like me. I was the oddball. But then once I saw how big the world is and I got to meet people that were very similar to me, I was like, oh, wow. So, yeah, I'm more outgoing. And even I feel that I'm an introvert, but because I'm now so active, people think I'm an extrovert. And I have like such a large circle of friends and I'm so but really, I guess, I'm more extroverted, I would say, compared to my childhood.
On the topic of introverts and extroverts, the next question is about MBTIs.
Oh.
Do you believe it's true? What is your MBTI and what are some distinctive characteristics of your MBTI?
I don't know my MBTI, to be frank.
No, you're in Korea. You need to know your MBTI.
I didn't even know my blood type before I came to Korea. I had
That's fair. I also did not know.
Yeah, so it's not important to us in Canada and in America, but in Korea, your blood type defines the type of person you are. But now, the MBTI now is even a more focused thing. It defines that. I don't really know. I don't really care about it.
Sacrilege. How dare you?
I've taken the online thing. I don't remember the letter code, but I was like kind of the MBTI that's related to like teacher or leader, like drill sergeant, but I don't remember what that letter code was. Okay. Do you know your MBTI?
I do. Well, actually, when I went to business school, my freshman year, they made us take all of these different personality tests so we could figure out how we work with other people. So that's when I first learned I am an INFJ. I fake being an extrovert with lots of caffeine. Life hack, unhealthy life hack. Don't do what I do. But do I believe it's true? I think it is a very useful tool that helps you think critically and kind of analyze your own personality. Yeah. I learned in one of my consumer behavior classes that the MBTI was created. Basically, people think it's like science. It's not really made by science. A woman, basically a mother, her daughter was getting married and she hated her future son-in-law so much. She's like, I got to break it down exactly why I hate this guy. So her and her daughter worked on creating this test.
Oh, I didn't know the history of this.
And that is the origin of it.
Oh, so the mother created a test to logically hate her son-in-law.
Yeah, like I think that's called a monster-in-law.
Monster-in-law.
But it really took off. So
I don't know why I hate you, so I have to invent a system to break you down as an individual and what elements I hate about you.
The pettiest of mother-in-laws. But yes, I'm an INFJ, so introverted. And it's more like idealistic, very creative fields, writing, which is what I do. So, like I said, I don't know if I necessarily believe in identify with all that is being an INFJ.
Yeah, well, like I put like MBTI up there with all like the horoscope and the blood type stuff. It doesn't, like people say whatever your astrological sign defines who you are. I'm a Cancer, but and I'm supposedly moody but creative, and I guess that works out a little bit, but I really don't want to be defined by all the people born in the same month as I.
Yeah, I do think that the MBTI is more accurate than like a horoscope because it's also the questions are based around your actual behaviors. But another reason why it's not accurate is because every time you take it, you can get different answers.
Yeah.
But I think it's very interesting. And like I said, it is a fun way to try to look at the way that you operate. And you might discover something you might not know about yourself or didn't realize until you took it and were told this could be one of your traits.
Okay. Let me read number 7. If you could eat only one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That is a good question. Let's see. Are we thinking in terms of like surviving as long as possible with one food, or just like your favorite food that you could just eat every single meal?
So let's say that you're on a deserted island and there was a mythical beast that you had to kill every day for a meal. What would that be? What if you killed that meal? What that beast? Well, sorry, vegetarian.
Eat magic meat.
Or if there's a plant that you harvest every day.
Okay, I don't know if I want to slaughter a mystical creature every single
basically,
day.
if there was a magical plant that made one meal for you, the same meal every day for you, what would it be?
Well, if I were just like harvesting a plant, like a magical passion fruit, I think passion fruit is one of my favorite fruits.
Oh, okay. Oh,
so good.
Sweet, savory, lots of vitamin.
Yeah.
I said beast because I'm a chicken guy. I've said this on the other.
Slaughter the magical chicken.
Every
Jeff,
day I would kill a chicken and then cook it a different way. I love chicken, and because it's just I've just had traveling across the world. I've had so many varieties of chicken. Different ways that countries have prepared chicken. I think I would just choose chicken as my one go-to meal.
Would you get like magical powers from this chicken? Would you get like the power of flight after eating these magical chickens?
Well, chickens don't have the power of flight.
Maybe
Kristen,
short distances. Someone fact check.
Come on. Do you want to read number 8?
Okay. What movie or book does everyone love that you don't like at all? Also, what is your favorite book or movie?
What book do people like that I don't like? I mean, I did like the Harry Potter. I was reading the Twilight books. I read the first 2 and that was okay, but then the last 2 were garbage. I couldn't get past. I struggled with the book number 3, and then the final book, I couldn't even get past the second chapter because it was like a teenage girl's diary, and it was too much. And like, but I love him, but he loves me, but do I love him, and all that stuff. So that's that book, I guess people love, but I cannot tolerate. My favorite movie, and going on that this is odd one. It's called Hot Tub Time Machine.
That seems suiting for you.
It's like, it's a movie that I watch a lot, and like, actually I just turn it on before I go to bed, and it helps me fall asleep quicker. So I just close my eyes, and I've watched it so many times, and there's like a lot of punchlines in it that if I just close my eyes, I could actually just picture the movie in my head, and it helps me fall asleep and go and creates dreams quicker.
Good choices for both of them.
Tell me about yours.
So, might cause some controversy. I have such like superhero fatigue. I'm so behind on the Marvels movies. I'm not going to catch up. I really liked them in high school, but it's too many. It's all has like kind of a similar plot. I can't do it anymore unless it's like really special.
Right.
Like Into the Spider-Verse, great.
Yes.
Loved it.
Yep.
Not going to watch the 12 other Spider-Man movies that are going to be coming out in the next like 2 years.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of tired of the Marvel movies myself, and I'm a comic book nerd.
No. And in
Do you have favorite?
So my favorite book series of all time, which I actually still enjoy reading as an adult, and I would actually recommend for anyone who wants to like learn or practice their English, it's called A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Oh.
I love this book series so much. They also made a Netflix series adaptation. Spectacular. It's super dry, super funny. There's lots of like references for adults. It's also quite depressing, which I think it formed a lot of my personality as a child growing up, but I love it so much. Highly, highly recommend.
Oh, I haven't read them, but I know there's like so many layered things. Like there's even like once you like get to like the 6th book or 7th book too, you find out there's like hidden messages.
There's so much like lore in the universe and the secret organizations, and it just focused on like these 3 young orphans whose parents recently passed away in like a mysterious fire, and it's about the story of them going to live with like increasingly eccentric relatives and learning more about the world, and things are always more complicated than it seems. So there's a lot of adult themes in this book aimed at children, which I appreciate because it really it takes the time to like respect what children are capable of like learning about. This isn't for like iPad babies, but it's also really good at defining a lot of the words in the text.
I think actually I'm going to introduce that series to my niece.
Do it. Yeah. Like if I have a daughter, I want to name her Violet. Like I love this book series.
Number 9. Do you like to travel? Where have you visited, and where was the worst or best place you've been?
Oh, I do like traveling. My New Year's resolution this year was to try to go to 3 new countries, which I have. This year, so far, I have been to Vietnam and finally Japan, but I've also been to India 3 times, Thailand once, and Spain. Spain was incredible. Would love to go back. I have all of this, a lot of it. I go on business trips. I do a lot of travel, but
I'm jelly. I'm jealous. I'm
jealous of myself.
Slowly, I'm becoming more of a person that loves to travel. I think, now I really want to live my life out of a suitcase. So I want to travel. I want to just be like in a country for 3 months and then move to a new one. I love going to Japan. I love just the culture there, the food. There's so many interesting things to do. The worst place I've traveled, I don't like China. I've just gone there for 1 or 2. I just like a stopover for 2 days, and my whole experience there has been bad. It's just it's just also like I'm just staying in the city, and I fell into all the tourist traps, and I didn't really feel like I got to experience it, and it just wasted a lot of money too. Do you have a worst place that you've traveled to?
I wouldn't necessarily say a worse place, but as like a woman, whenever I travel, I have to be really concerned with like my health and safety. So there's some places I know that I would never visit because it wouldn't be safe for me. And it's also important for me, I'm not too comfortable traveling like alone. I'm very particular about having like a partner that I can travel with. Thankfully, I have a really good friend named Andrea. She's wonderful to travel with. She's a friend
of mine too, but
she's only my friend. Andrea is my friend.
She doesn't invite me on any trips.
No. She hates you. Don't travel with no. We're actually going to Taiwan in a couple of weeks. But yeah, as long as you have someone that you enjoy traveling with, you travel in the same way. Like, are you someone who plans like a really specific itinerary? Do you like not having a plan at all? As long as you're traveling with someone that you're compatible with, then you can really enjoy anywhere.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. I really want to also do traveling with a partner too. Can you read the final one?
I can, except for YouTube, Netflix, Kakaotalk, and Instagram. Which 3 applications on your phone do you use the most? Does that also exclude TikTok? Because I have addicted to TikTok.
I excluded these 3. These are like the 3 major ones I've I use my phone. I guess there's the only one that I don't minus these four would be like game apps. So like every 2 months I change like game apps. I get addicted to something that just gets on the Google Play market. But right now I'm playing a game based on like Warhammer. It's like a model game.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, Warhammer 40K.
Yeah.
I know.
So yeah, but playing that, just playing the game, I've gone into like I've become interested in even the mythology of the sci-fi world. What 3 apps do you use minus those 4? TikTok?
Mine are, I guess TikTok, but mine are, if I'm honestly so boring, I use my Google Calendar app. Like I have to schedule everything in my life or I will forget it. So I always use my Google Calendar, add addresses, share invites with friends. I have to track my life or I will not be productive at all. I use my clock app for alarms and I use timers a lot.
I do use my, minus those 4, my clock would be for the alarms.
And then I use an app called ScentBee. It's a good way, well, since I'm from the US and in Korea, it's one of the best ways that you can transfer money from your Korean bank account to your US bank account because I always try to send like a third of my paycheck back to the States to try to like save and invest. Cool. So I use that at least once a month. So I would recommend that one.
Yeah. Cool. I even listening to you, I still don't have any other apps. Yeah, my alarm clock. Maybe I just like voice recording too.
Yes, voice recording.
Yeah.
Have we said we're stand-up comedians yet? I think we have. But it's a good way to practice sets if you record yourself and then you listen to it. It's a good way to memorize too.
Okay. Well, that concludes the topic of our personal lives. Hopefully you know more about us. But if you want to know more about Qualcomm, you could visit them on their website at qualcomm.co.kr. I've been Jeff.
I've been Kristen.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.